And it just seems everywhere you go, there's just voices coming in. Both sides are very vehement on their viewpoint. We have forgotten how to make ourselves still. And we'll do like competitions and giveaways with, seriously? This is not the video I was planning on sharing today, but come with me and we're gonna sit on our front porch and have a little chat. But first, this morning I'm gonna try my hands at making a latte. I've been working on my latte art and it's very random. Some days I can somewhat make a decent design and the next days it's just kahooey. So I'll show you whether it's a fail or a win. I got my milk a little bit too foamy, but I got a little bit of something. A blob, we'll call it a blob, but so good. Look at this hair. Just sticks up everywhere in the mornings. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, hopefully Mama Java. Let's just chat or get your work done. This is not gonna be a highly edited video. It's just gonna be more of a chatty, sit on the front porch and talk with me. And we're gonna talk about the noise and the hustle of the world and just navigating through all that. So welcome to my front porch. Grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. I just want to talk a little bit about some thoughts that have been running through my head, just about hustle culture and being so busy constantly. A lot of these things are good things, and I am actually just talking straight to myself, so you're just welcome to come along and listen as I lecture myself. Anyway, so the reason there's not a video out this week is because I was working on editing some, and every day just something else kept coming up. And I realized, you know what, it's not going to get done again. And it's okay. I don't need to stress over it. I'm trying to learn to let go. Also, another thing is, have you ever fallen into the trap? I have done this so much where I'm like, okay, if and when, once I do this, once I attain this level, once I get to here, then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So in other words, once I get this project done, then I'm going to spend more time with my children, but for now I'm just going to dig into this and get it done. Once I'm not so busy, then I can just enjoy life and do these things with my children and make things more special. I've been saying this to myself for way too long, months, years, and there's always something else. And you think when you finally get done with that thing, that life will slow down, but something always takes its place. And I struggle with this balance of life, and I'm like, what in the world? Are we all this busy? Is life this crazy everywhere? And I think it's in our control. And some of these things I think is in our power to just say no, and I'm trying to learn all this. So one thing with this week was like, you know what? If I'm constantly telling myself, I have to wait till the work is finished, it's never gonna get there. So I just packed up a lunch, some watermelon. Children just love watermelon. And we went to a park. Xander wanted to play Frisbee golf. So we went and played Frisbee golf, played on the swings and stuff a little bit, went and got ice cream, came home. It was a fun little afternoon, but definitely took a big chunk out of my day. So different days like that, and yeah, there's no video this week, but it's okay. And I just thought I would sit and do a front porch chat just for a little bit, because they don't take much editing, and I haven't done one of these for a while. So I have just been asking myself this question, why are we so busy? It seems everywhere we turn, everyone is so busy, and I am probably one of the busiest of them all. And I hate it so bad. But it just seems as soon as you have one thing finished, something else comes and takes its place. Also with busyness, it's not just being busy with work and activities and all that, it's also like all the voices and all the noise, because we have these things. Back before we had everything at our fingertips, we would just have like a small community. We had our local church community, our local town community. Yeah, I see you. You're a monkey. And these were the people that spoke into your life. These were the people you connected with. You kind of got their opinions on how to raise your children and insights on the world. You kind of had a local news group and some worldwide news events, obviously, but nothing like the information overload that we get nowadays. It's not all bad. I'm not just saying this is terrible, but I just think we need to. It's kind of a new thing. I feel kind of like we're guinea pigs in this era, and we need to learn how to navigate it, or our mental health and everything is going to just plummet. I myself am trying to learn how to navigate all this, and I would love to hear your thoughts and different ways that you're trying to learn all this as well. One thing I also think of is the voices, the noise that is constantly trying to get your attention. First off, being a parent in itself is super busy, and you have a lot of noise with little ones all the time that you just feel like you need to have quiet time, so it's hard to just, as a parent, to get quiet time. But then we also have the noise of social media, news, so much information, and sometimes it can just make your brain shut down. Maybe you're trying to figure out What's the best way to deal with a certain situation? Something as simple as vaccinating your children. Should you or shouldn't you? Such a huge debate, right? One side will tell you if you don't vaccinate your children, you're being irresponsible. Your children are prone to all these diseases and yada, yada, yada. And then on the other side, you have a very strong group that's saying it's just the worst thing ever to vaccinate your children. You're going to make them sick. They're going to have all these health issues. Both sides are very vehement on their viewpoint. Don't talk to me about the world of child training. If you go anywhere online, you will have every opinion on the face of the earth. Some people will be so extreme as to say the word no is just going to ruin your child because it's negative. And then you have other people that are very strict disciplinarians, kind of run their families like a drill sergeant. But you have such extreme sides of parenting. And then let's just take schooling, for instance. You have a whole movement of homeschooling, which I am all for. I love this whole homeschool movement, especially if your only other option is public schools. But, you know, people will jump on this bandwagon and they will proclaim it in such a way that this way is the only way. And while I personally would agree it's definitely an incredible way to raise your children and teach them things, sometimes people just jump off the deep end on that side, and there's people that jump off the deep end on the other side with schooling. And so you scroll, say through Instagram or something, and you see these perfectly curated children playing in the creek and doing all these things, and then there's some nice little post. I'm not trying to make fun. I'm not making fun. I'm just trying to show the extremes because I agree with a lot of these concepts. But I'm just saying, it'll say, you know, your children don't need school. They can learn everything in nature. Really? Is that really accurate? Yes, they learn so much more from being hands-on experience, and I agree with that. But really, they're not going to learn to read and do math and all that out just, you know, playing in the grass while they learn a lot of things in nature. You know, that's kind of extreme to make such a strong point. And you see that kind of extreme on one side, and you see the extreme on the other side. And after a while, your mind just shuts down, and there's decisions like, where do I come in? Let's just shut the voices, shut the noise. And there's so many other things. It doesn't just apply to parenting. I'm just in that season of life. And it just seems everywhere you go, there's just voices coming in and telling you how to live your life. And then there's also the other voices that say, hey, your truth is your truth. And you do you, whatever you decide is your truth, and that's not true either. There's not just anyone's truth is truth. I hate that saying, to be honest. I understand somewhat of the concept behind it where, you know, you can't listen to what everyone else is trying to tell you. You need to make the best decision for yourself, but not just everything that I decide makes it truth and makes it somehow right. And another thing is health issues. Trust me, if you have health issues and you try to dive into information, you will find every conflicting piece of advice you can imagine. And that's why I hesitate to share what has worked for me, because I know what has worked for me in certain situations won't work for everyone. And to just stand up and proclaim, this is the healer of all things. It's just not accurate because, you know, for my condition, which I have stomach problems, which is ulcerative colitis, you know, I tried so many things. You know, there'd be people saying you need to go all plant-based, all fruit and vegetables. This will just make you feel amazing. And I would watch people on that side. I'd try it, and I felt the absolute worst in my entire life. And then there's people that say you need to go all meat. And I feel better that way myself. And there's just so much conflicting advice. So you add on, in my stage of life, being a busy parent, you have all these conflicting voices and telling you, you know, what's right and what's not. You have the busyness of life. Because we have vehicles now that get us much further places faster. We have phones that connect us with a huge variety of people from all across the country if you have lots of connections. Suddenly you have people that might be distant relatives or friends you met a long time ago. Before long, you kind of add this whole amount of things together, and there's like this connection, and there's this event to go to, and these people are getting together, and this church activity, and up here, this church is having these meetings, and this group of friends getting together now. Our cousins are getting together over here, and now some random person we haven't seen in 10 years is coming through the area, and we want to meet them. And it has made our life so busy that it's like, when do we stop? How do we stop the ruckus? How do we stop everything and just quiet and still the voices and the chaos? And I am getting really bright. All right. This was my view, by the way. Got the sun behind my back. So I'm just throwing this all out there. I look at this and everywhere I turn, just everyone is so busy, and including myself. And I'm like, how can we learn to live a quieter life and just start saying no to a lot of these things? And it's really hard because so much of it seems important. So much of it seems like you shouldn't let it go. There's so many opportunities. And then also we have our jobs, of course, all good things. And I'm also one that loves to learn. So I love to learn things and constantly just learn about the world and about cultures and people's ideas and thoughts. So much for the voices, right? But just podcasts and have things going, like wholesome things, even messages and sermons. But after a while, your mind is constantly taking in noise, and it could be good noise. But I've just realized, you know what? We have come so used to this that we almost don't know what it's like to sit still and listen and talk to God. And I'm trying to learn to do that more. There's a reason the verses in the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." That's in Psalms, I believe. I believe it was also David that wrote, "Commune with your heart, with your own heart upon your bed, and be still." Also in Psalm 37:7, it says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him." So many verses that God tells us to just quiet ourselves and meditate on him. And it's just, to me, it's just even more profound in this culture. And I have just found, even though a lot of this stuff can be good and all this information, it is good to just be quiet, because I need to be talking with God while I'm working. Because, just to sit and pray for a while is not something that works well right now in my stage of life. So if I want to talk and pray and communicate with God, it's throughout the day. And I find that to be the most, to have the biggest blessing and just bring God into the everyday. But so often when everything is clamoring for our attention, we have forgotten how to make ourselves still. And then the other problem is, even when we do, I have found that I have keyed myself up to always be busy and always doing something and always filling my mind with something, that when I force myself to sit, it can be difficult. It can be difficult because our minds get addicted. And is it called dopamine? I believe that's it. We get like a dopamine high. And after a while, we have short attention spans, and we don't know what it's like to just sit and think and meditate. And that's something I'm trying to exercise more, and just let go of things that I feel are important. If you have any tips in this, please. If you have any tips, let me know on how you've accomplished this in your life. So I've been trying. So that's why this week I'm sitting down and chatting with you on the porch, because the video I was trying to edit wasn't getting done. I'd been trying to get it done the week before, still didn't get done. And so I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. You all have been a great community. You've told me don't stress. Get it out when you can, and that's what I want to do. People talk about living a slow-paced life and intentionally slow living, and I'm trying to learn how to do that. But at the same time, I also get a little bit tired of all these extremes. Like I said before, the voices, you have one side that's super extreme one way and one side that's super extreme the other way, and they're just blaring their message and basically saying there's no other right way. And I'm talking about non-moral issues. And sometimes I just wish that we as humans could be more balanced in everything. And so many of these topics, I'm like, there's so much truth in both sides, but it's often right in the middle. All right, we are done with the whole spiel. I have a feeling there's no one here listening anymore because I am just rambling, but if you are, thanks for sticking around. And last of all, for all the ones that are left, I wanted to say I'm going to be doing a giveaway today. So if you haven't tried, or even if you have and you need to place another order, if you want to try Mama Java, which we just launched, and by the way, I have been so blown away with the incredible community. Seriously, if you haven't and you have Instagram, you should go follow our Instagram account. It's Mama Java Coffee. People are sharing their coffee and how they're enjoying it, and I'm doing like a Mom of the Month from our community, trying to do that every month. It's just so much fun, and I'm working at building a stronger community. Hopefully here before long, I will have another platform for those of you all that don't want Instagram and Facebook. I am hoping to be doing like a group where we can do giveaways. So we do like photo competitions. I have you all help me name future coffees if we come out with other blends, and have like community help, community spirit. And we'll do like competitions and giveaways with, seriously? Xander! Competitions and giveaways. And so that's all in the making, but all this stuff takes time. But just know it's coming hopefully down the line. But anyway, I just wanted to say, just for today, anyone that is watching this video and wants to order coffee, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for all the orders today. Xander! Please, can you stop kicking the ball around the camera? My mom brain. What was I saying? So anyone that places an order today for coffee over at mamajava.com, in the notes section of your order, put the Mennonite Mom giveaway. It says like gift note or note to seller, either or, it doesn't really matter. Just put it in there, Mennonite Mom giveaway. And all those orders, I'm gonna pick one winner just today until like 12 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time. And I'll pick one winner and we'll do a $25 gift card to Mama Java Coffee giveaway. And I'll announce the winners over on Instagram, and I'll also email the winner. Yay! And I hope you love it. We've been having such great support, and so far it seems like everyone is really enjoying the coffee. So basically, just to wrap up the video, I would love to hear your thoughts on how you battle all the craziness of the modern life, how you slow your life down intentionally. One of the things I'm trying to do is just let go if I don't get all the work done, because it will never all be done. I'm trying to manage better, but stuff like this YouTube channel, if I just randomly, sporadically don't have a video, it's gonna be okay. I don't have to struggle, and you know, it's much better to make memories with my children. You know, it's hard for me to just have all this work, housework and laundry sitting out, and computer work and office work and book work, yelling at me for its attention, and just somehow shut that out of my mind and go have fun with my children. I find that so difficult, and if you have any tips on how to get your mind to stop and just shut it out, let me know. But in the meantime, I just need to pray the Lord helps me just turn off the switch, because that's my biggest problem. Anyway, so yeah, that's our life. I'm busy. I love being busy, but yet I also want to make sure I'm not letting these years go by and missing out on them. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna finish my latte, go edit this video. Let me show you my dirty little children.
Be still, my soul. The Lord is on your side. Bear patiently the cross of grief for pain.